Hello everyone, welcome to GameTech UK and another very exciting hardware review video. This time, and the reason for the excitement, is the new Fanatec DD Pro direct drive wheel for Gran Turismo. We're going to get it out of the box, have a look at the contents, have a look around the product, get it set up to my next level racing rig and take it for a run. So let's get on with today's video. I'm completely new to the range of Fanatec products, their ecosystem, and how small things work, like the quick release system for the wheel. I'm completely new there, so in this video, that's how I'm going to approach it. I'm not going to assume that you just know these things. We're going to discover it together in this video. So if you are a new purchaser or a new sim racer looking for a wheel for maybe something like Gran Turismo 7, hopefully this video will be of help to you. Also, a massive thank you to the lovely people over at Fanatec for sending me this DD Pro wheel for use on the channel and of course within this video. Let's start with a look around the box. The actual unit from this picture looks a lot smaller than I first imagined. I love that metal quick release system. Also, it says on the box PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 and PC compatible, but we'll move on to that a little bit later if you're an Xbox user. Let's get one of the most important parts out, and that is the wheel itself, the thing that you're going to have your hands on whilst you're playing. And you can see first and foremost there's a lot of packaging here. The wheel itself looks absolutely fantastic. I love this perforated edging to the covering, and of course this is themed for your PlayStation, so every button on your PlayStation controller is on this steering wheel, including your analog sticks. And of course you've got the Fanatec brand in here and the quick release system, which we will demonstrate a little bit later on. You've got a couple of boxes here with your power adapters. Also comes with the UK and European adapter all in the same box, your USB-C cable, and it comes with the T-nuts if you are connecting this up to a profile rig, which is exactly what I'm doing. Here is the unit itself, and like I said at the beginning, this is a lot smaller and a lot more compact than I first thought, but it is extremely heavy. Around the back of the unit you've got 4 sockets. You've got shifter 1, shifter 2, another socket for your pedal and a further socket for your handbrake. Here you also power the unit and you've got your USB-C connector. Also, like the way, if you look very closely, you can see inside the unit, this is obviously going to aid cooling, but it also looks really cool as well. The package also comes with a cradle for the steering wheel unit to actually sit in and a desk clamp. So if you're not going to put this up to a rig, you're going to start with it on the desk. Everything that you need is included in the box. I'm really impressed with the pedal set so far. It seems to be a pretty much metal design, very adjustable and customizable. You can see there is quite a gap between the brake and the accelerator. You could leave that brake pedal exactly where it is and reconfigure that to be the clutch, and then purchase the load cell pedal to go directly in the middle. In fact, they do actually do a DD Pro package called the Premium package that has already got that load cell in the middle. This is just the standard package, and this is what you're going to get, 2 pedals. So for now, I'm going to move that brake pedal a little bit closer to the accelerator pedal where I'm more used to it. The racing rig I'm going to be using for the DD Pro is the Next Level Racing FGT Elite aluminium profile cockpit. It's very strong. It's strong enough to take the motion platform that I've got on there as well, and I see no issues with this being able to handle a direct drive wheel. So let's get it onto the rig and all set up. Here we have the pedals connected up to the rig. It was very easy to move that pedal along. You can see you've got 4 Allen screws and a tool is included in the box as well. The T-nuts are very easy to install. They just slide onto the base and then you can connect them up to your rig. And there we are with the main unit connected up to the rig. It does look great and it really complements my rig actually. I love the design of the actual base unit. Looks really cool. It's nice to have the Fanatec branding on there and I can't wait to use it. First up, let's get the firmware installed. Setting up a device like this, it's essential that you get the latest firmware. The firmware is always out of date by the time you get the product because the manufacturer has already made improvements and new features. So it's really important that you do that. It's really easy to do. You do need a laptop or a Mac. So if you haven't got a PC, because you're only going to be plugging this into your PlayStation 5 or 4, try and lend a PC if you haven't got one. It doesn't take very long. It tells you exactly how to do it in the instruction booklet. It's basically plugging it into your PC and downloading a driver, and like I say, that will give you all the latest features. Once up to date, you'll be presented with the Fanatec control panel. Here you can change settings. The on button on the actual unit needs to be glowing red. That means that it's in PC mode and you can change and save settings. To use it back onto your console, you just press the on button again until it's glowing blue, and that means it's ready for your console. The quick release system works really well. You can see there's an indentation on the main shaft. That corresponds to a protrusion inside the wheel. That aligns it, and all you need to do is just press the wheel in and tighten up the bolt, and you're ready to go. This section of the video is many hours later. I've just been sitting here playing Gran Turismo Sport, just getting used to having the direct drive wheel, and I think one of the things that struck me straight away and continues to strike me, and actually I don't think I can put enough emphasis on this, is that what an upgrade the direct drive system is, especially if you're coming from something like Logitech or Thrustmaster with their gear and belt driven system. The one thing that you get with direct drive is the fact that it's just that. It's a direct drive shaft from the force feedback to your steering wheel. You don't feel like you're constantly driving a belt, which in turn drives the gears. So that means that it's very, in a funny kind of way, it almost feels like the force feedback is very quiet. And I don't mean noise, I mean it's a very pure feeling. You haven't got the interruption of those gears and belts. You're just getting the pure force feedback, which is leaving a lot of nuances through the steering wheel of rumble strips. It's very, very quiet and very, very pure and very detailed. The force feedback feels detailed, and I don't think I can emphasize what an upgrade that particular section of the wheel actually is. The wheel itself has quite a cool display. You can see this is my miles per hour, and as I change gear, it very briefly flicks down just to show me what gear I've actually changed into before it goes back to the miles per hour. I quite like that. Also, you've got this sort of LED RGB range indicator for the revs. I'm not sure exactly how it works. It seems to be in 3 sections. So you've got the first section, and we'll just show you on this straight here. So you've got the first section lights up, then the second, and then the third section lights up. So it's not really a sort of true sort of real-time rev display. It's more of a range indicator. On the steering wheel itself for Gran Turismo, you have got these color-coded buttons. They correspond to things like your brake balance or your traction control. I can say from experience, these are fantastic, and you very quickly get to rely on them in a race. One thing I did notice, if you go to GT Sport and go to the controllers section, the DD Pro isn't actually listed as a separate controller. It has got the CSL, but that obviously doesn't correspond to the buttons that we've got here. My thoughts are behind that is that this is going to be very, very much geared towards GT7, even maybe the force feedback model, these buttons, maybe even the rev range will change as you go over to GT7. I think this wheel predominantly is for the future of Gran Turismo. So here we are on the PC. This is Assetto Corsa Competizione, and on my previous setup I always did struggle with this game, getting the information that I needed through the force feedback. It always felt a bit washy, and some of that could have been the wheel, some of it could be the fact that maybe ACC is predominantly designed with direct drive wheels in mind. I'm not sure, but I've installed it, I've done all the standard settings, and already I'm getting so much more information through this wheel under the direct drive system. It's really nice, and I think the thing that is striking me is the fact that maybe in the back of my mind I was expecting direct drive just to be a higher level of force feedback. Well, it isn't like that at all. It's not a cheap shot of, right, you've got a direct drive wheel, let's make your arms ache for an hour while you're playing. It's not like that at all. What it is it's the small nuances of the force feedback. It's the information, it's the cleanliness of the feeling that's coming back to you as a racer. That's the thing that's really I'm taking away from this and direct drive, is the fact that it is just such a cleaner, more defined, high definition almost force feedback model, and it feels more real, it feels more immersive. I feel like I've got more potential as a racer now. I can feel the road. It's quite unnerving actually, the difference it does actually make, and I'm very, very impressed, I must say. Now, this is the first officially supported direct drive wheel for the next gen console, and of course it supports the PlayStation 4 and the PC as well. But what about if you've got an Xbox? I alluded earlier there will be a way to play this as an Xbox wheel. All you need to do is purchase an add-on wheel that supports Xbox, put it onto your quick release system, then all of a sudden your entire system then becomes an Xbox system. I think that's absolutely fantastic. So you could have an Xbox wheel, you can have a PlayStation wheel, both of them wheels will work on PC. It really does make sure that whatever platform you're on, you can use this wheel system. There are a few different purchasing options when it comes to the DD Pro. You can go for the one that I've got here, which is the complete base standard. So you get the 2 pedals and you get the 5 Newton meter power adapter. That means that the power adapter has got the capability to put out a certain amount of force feedback. They also do a premium package that comes with a 3 pedal set. So one of those pedals is the clutch, one is a load cell brake pedal, and you've got a power adapter with a slightly higher output of 8 Newton meters. So you're going to feel more force feedback. Being the ecosystem that it is, you can mix and match. You could buy the base model and add the 8 Newton power adapter at a later date. But there's a huge ecosystem of wheels, shifters, add-ons. It's actually like an Aladdin's cave, and it's pretty exciting as well to look through their website and see all the things that you can upgrade and purchase. And there's a lot of aftermarket stuff available as well. As with any package, there can't all be positives. There's going to be a few negatives, and I'm going to go through a couple of those now. They are only small. I think the package is great. I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. I think it's going to improve my racing. But if we discuss the package in question, let's have a look at a couple of little things that I think they could improve on. Let's start with the pedal set. Now, overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I love the fact that it's a full metal design. I am used to a load cell, but I think the little sponge mod they've got in there for the brake actually does a really good job. My only small gripe with the pedals is how noisy they are. As you can hear, on full acceleration and letting the throttle off, you've got this constant knocking. I think maybe with some kind of rubber mounting that could be eliminated. Like I say, it is only a small gripe, and I'm sure on their more expensive pedals that doesn't exist. Secondly, it's a very small gripe, and more for your information if you are thinking of purchasing one. They don't include any bolts in the box to attach the pedal set or the steering wheel to your rig. So just do a little bit of preparation to make sure that you've got all the bolts necessary to get it up and running. Then we come to the wheel itself, and what comes across as sort of the cheapest element in the package, which it probably is made specifically that way to keep the cost down. The covering on the wheel isn't leather, it's a pretty rubbery feel, and it's really easy to mark. I would have liked a slightly bigger diameter as well. It really helps with racing to get a slightly wider wheel. And just the general buttons, they feel very plasticky, but overall you can sort of understand why they're doing it. They're giving you the sort of high-end direct drive wheel, but they've got to keep the elements down, so not including the best pedals, not including the best wheel. Don't forget, some of their wheels are almost double the price of this actual package as a complete whole. So you understand that they've got to try and fit in with the price range somewhere. They could have just included £1,000 wheel, but then of course as consumers we would need to pay for that. So these are just small gripes, small improvements that would have made the package better, but I totally understand why they're that way. If you are thinking of purchasing this wheel, I really do genuinely hope this review video has been of use to you. In the description below there will be my affiliate link. If you are going to buy it, feel free to use my link. They do give me a very small kickback, and it all helps to support the channel. But I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.